Please join the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing on the agenda is the approval of the August 13th regular meeting minutes. Anybody have any adjustments? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All righty. Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Petersball, sorry,
Yay.
I did that backwards.
No problem. Okay, next, under fiscal business, the fiscal officer's report. Mr. Carlos?
Good morning, gentlemen. I have a couple of items for your review this morning. First off, I wanted to tell you that we did close the checking account that we had with People's Bank. We put that money that was in there, it's approximately $18,000 into our investment account so that we can make some interest on that. I talked with the state auditor's office, and we will be sending them a letter confirming that we will be going to single-year audits starting in fiscal year 19. So not this year's audit, but next year's audit will be the first year of the single-year audit. I've been looking at changing our reporting from our current regulatory level to OCBOA compliance. I've communicated some of the options with you in prior emails, and what I'd like to do is just to review what it is. Currently, we do regulatory reporting which results in an adverse opinion from the state auditor's office. And the definition of an adverse opinion is a professional opinion made by an auditor indicating that the company's financial statements are misrepresented, misstated, and do not accurately reflect its performance and health. Now, while the cash books are good, that kind of statement is not professional, and we need to fix that. And so what I do suggest that we do is to hire someone. Again, this is Hearst Kelly, who I've been working with before and working with now. We have a quote for them for $5,500, which will be an annual cost. They've eaten the cost of actually starting the report, so we've negotiated that part down. Side effect of this is that we will be able to better communicate what we're doing to our citizens. One of the things you guys did this year is that you spent $500,000 on paving, or on the process of doing that. One of the things this type of report allows you to do is to explain that, and to give people an idea of what's going on so that they can understand what your goals and objectives are, and that's part of a good financial report. And so, with that in mind, I would ask that the council give us permission to, or I'm sorry, the trustees give us permission to move forward with that annual report change.
Last question, that's $5,500 a year for that report?
Yes, sir. And they'll do the accounting with that. They'll also work with the auditors with that report.
How is that different communicating to the township than the open checkbook that we have through the treasury?
That's a good question. In reality, what you're doing is you're taking and summarizing that so that somebody doesn't have to go through 16 different types of papers to figure out why we're doing what we're doing. A good example is the paving. You know, you put forth that effort to say that we want to do paving, but the only way people would really know how to do that is if they knew what line item on the report that we were going to. And it could come from several different areas. It could come from road and bridges, it could come from the general fund, it could come from gasoline taxes, but you need to have an explanation as to where that money is coming from. And that's the ability, that's what that management portion of the OCBOA type of reporting gives you.
Are other townships using the same?
Yes, sir. Hamilton Township is currently using Hearst Kelly to prepare their reports, and the change that they've done has removed the adverse opinion from their books.
Do you see this as something that you're going to be doing in perpetuity, or is this something for a couple of years to get us back on track?
No, this is a forever type thing.
Okay.
But it's what you need to be able to maintain professional standard if you're going to do this
So by not doing this, anybody that doesn't do this has a negative.
It's a mandatory adverse opinion. It's the state of Ohio that did it. It wasn't something we did. It wasn't something that was federally mandated. It's at the state level.
And is OCBO a state agency?
No, OCDOA is Other Comprehensive Basis of Accounting.
Right.
My apologies for that.
No,
there's several different layers of reporting. The regulatory is just basically some spreadsheets that they bring forward. OCBOA is a step above that. It's below full GAAP, or generally accepted accounting procedures. So it's a step up from that. But I think it's actually even better in some respects for our township than going to a full GAAP environment, because it's not as complicated. You know, we want something that somebody can pick up and read. When you go to full GAAP, you start doing things like looking at future revenues and accounting for them, and it can get kind of confusing. So in this step, OCBOA takes a still cash basis of accounting, but enables some of the elements of GAAP that enables us to remove our adverse opinion.
Okay. Is there a motion to direct the fiscal officer to move to the OCBOA accounting practice?
So moved.
Second?
All right.
At a rate of $5,500. Excuse me.
Thank you. Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Municipal?
Yay.
Anything else from the fiscal office report?
Let's see. Well, one other note, one change that I would like to have the trustees be aware of is that we will be looking at doing a single permanent appropriation instead of a temporary resolution in the winter. The first meeting in December. The current method of doing a temporary appropriation and then doing another appropriation when you already know what you're going to be doing in the next budget year is just a lot of paperwork that is really unnecessary. So most people actually just go ahead and do a permanent appropriation in late December. Actually, the first meeting in December gives people time to review it, and then in the second meeting they actually pass the permanent appropriation.
Appreciate that.
And with that, you have the current warrants that have been emailed to you and are ready for your action this morning.
We have seen the current bills. If there aren't any questions, do I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Municipal? Yay. Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Anything else from the fiscal office?
Negative. Thank you.
And do we have any public comment today? No public, so there's no public comment. On to new business in the zoning department. We have, it appears to be 5 nuisances. Do we need to approve these individually, Counselor?
Unfortunately, yes, sir.
I object. Okay. So, resolution.
Overruled.
Wow.
Steve. On this one. Everything else, yes, sir, you win.
I almost just went ahead with it, just
Yeah,
to
right.
see if you
Right.
jump in.
Yeah.
Those are actually certifying assessments.
Right, that's it, yeah.
Of previous.
Okay, well, by all means. Resolution 5111, a resolution levying assessment on 119 Gertrude Avenue in Clear Creek Township to recover the costs of abating a nuisance. Do I have a motion to pass?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Municipal?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Resolution 5112, a resolution levying assessment on 215 Grandview Drive in Clear Creek Township to recover the cost of abating a nuisance. Do I have a motion to pass?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Municipal?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Resolution 5113, a resolution levying assessment on 329 Chapel Drive in Clear Creek Township to recover the cost of abating a nuisance. Do I have a motion to pass?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Municipal?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Resolution 5114, a resolution levying assessment on 3278 Crestview Avenue in Clear Creek Township to recover the cost of abating a nuisance. Do I have a motion to pass?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Municipal?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Resolution 5115, a resolution levying assessment on 1972 Ryan Road in Clear Creek Township to recover the cost of abating a nuisance. Do I have a motion to pass?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Municipal?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Resolution 5116, a resolution determining that the maintenance of a specific tract of land constitutes a nuisance under ORC 505.87 vegetation. This one's at 1251 Riley Wills Road, parcel ID number 092935110. Mr. Palmer.
This is the second request this year of declare property nuisance.
Okay. Do I have a motion to pass?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Muspaw.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay. Is that it for zoning?
Yes, sir.
Thank you all. Under Police Department, a request to make application for low foundation grant funds for 2018-2019. Chief Terrell.
It's low time again, just requesting the board to allow us to begin the process of applying for that grant.
About the same rate this year?
You never know from year to year, what they offer, so I always leave it open-ended and see what we get, so.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the low foundation application?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Muspaw.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay. Request to accept the donation of $1,000 from Enterprise Products.
Enterprise some years back started this donation thing where they come in and offer to the police and fire department. Again, they come in with a $1,000 check, so I asked the board to allow us to accept that.
Tell us who Enterprise Products is again, for those of us that don't remember.
It's part of the fuel depot area down in the southern end of the township.
Gotcha.
They're one of the groups down there that has some property, so.
I thought I knew, but I thought I'd ask. Do I have a motion to accept this donation?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Muspaw.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay. A request to release Officer Stephanie Williams from the FTO program and adjust her hourly rate of pay to $25.34, effective August 16th, 2018.
Stephanie's completed all the requirements to get off the FTO program, and for the contract and stuff, it would require us to look at that pay increase for her, so I'd ask the board to approve her $25.34 an hour increase.
Do I have a motion to approve? Second?
Mr. Muspaw.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay. Anything else, Chief?
No, sir?
On to the Fire District, request to make application for low foundation grant funds for 2018 and 2019. That's weird.
What do you think?
Do I have a motion to approve the fire department doing the same thing as the police, with the low foundation?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Muspaw.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay. Request to authorize repairs of a 1994 Pierce fire engine to be completed by Vogelpool Fire Equipment at an estimated total cost of $11,497.63.
This is our 1994 Pierce we had refurbished a few years ago. It's an old truck, but I think we should be able to get 2 or 3 more years out of it, so with this maintenance request.
Well, if we had one more year, we could have a historic vehicle plate for it, so.
We're trying to nurse it as long as we can.
We appreciate that. You made us aware of this prior, and certainly something that we need to make sure that things are up to speed and going. So, do I have a motion to approve this repair?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Muspaw.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay. Revised request to repair, replace concrete garage apron at Station 21, originally approved on March 26th of 18, at an estimated cost of $13,360, and award the contract to B&T Construction.
Yeah, our previous award, there was a company ran by a couple brothers. Apparently they're not getting along anymore, and they split, and they no longer want to do the work. So we did some research. Captain Kraft actually did quite a bit of vetting on B&T Construction because we never used them anymore, but they have done a number of projects within the city and the township and for private industry, and he is a local resident of under my 5 Points Road, so we're going to give it a shot, see how it goes.
Okay, do I have a,
Was that the same price that we got from the previous vendor?
No, it's slightly higher. Yeah, this price,
I was going to say originally it was 12.
yeah, it's 13.3 and it's 12 and some change on that. That's why we didn't go with them originally.
Well, unfortunately, it sounds like if it's anything like what I've been dealing with, getting people's half the battle right now, because everybody's busy, so.
Especially concrete.
Especially concrete. Do I have a motion to approve? Second?
Mr. Muspaw.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay. Number 4, request to accept a $1,000 donation from Enterprise Products.
What
What he said. Do I have a motion to approve this donation?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Request to accept donations for the back-to-school banners from each of the following civic organizations. The Optimist Club for $100, Kiwanis Club for $100, the Rotary Club for $100, and the Fraternal Order of Eagles for $100.
Sure, the only outstanding club is the Lions Club, but Dr. Baker sure is checks
And they did the banners that we hung up at all, did we do them at the elementaries or at all of them?
Yeah, we did one on Lyle there in front of
Right.
5 Points, and then one just south of the station, and then one north of the station.
Okay. Great.
Technically, we did 2 on Lyle, but it was 1 truck on both sides, so it's kind of limited on where you can place apparatus on Lyle 5 out there.
Sure.
Put it next to the station.
We got some feedback from the chamber when we had our monthly board meeting. That was very, very well received by the community at large, so. Thanks to all the donors, chiefs for
The superintendent actually called me this morning with that news that we got a whole lot of feedback from different groups and people, and they were very appreciative of it.
Good. Good. Do we have a motion to accept these donations?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Anything else for fire? Okay, Scott, Road and Parks Department. First thing is request to award the 2018 curb repair contract to ADC Concrete, not to exceed $25,000.
This is the same project we do every year. I did reach out to 4 or 5 other vendors, and for one reason or another, most of them now are doing doing aprons, driveways, parking lots. Not so many of them are doing the curb programs where you jump around, and then some didn't have real good reviews, and I didn't feel the need to put them in here to list them. So ADC's been here the last 7 years and done great work for us, and the one that we did get came from RE Middleton, came highly, highly recommended, but they came with a high price tag as well, so.
Okay. Where are we working this year? All over, or?
That's mostly all up in Whiting Creek.
Okay.
There's 1 or 2 spots that there's one up in Summit Point that we're repairing, and there's one some other where that escapes me right now, but all the rest of it's in Whiting Creek. So we're just doing the loop.
Gotcha.
Just keep looping.
Right. Okay, do I have a motion to approve this award?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Request to award a PAP tennis courts track repair and resurfacing contract to Schubert Tennis at an estimated cost of $15,498.
Yeah, this was budgeted and planned for, and we've done work with them before and had other real good references for them, and they came in cheapest, so.
This is the first time we've had major resurfacing on that.
We've had them painted, we've had them sealed, we've had some crack repair and stuff done on them. It's just an annual, it's not annual, but as needed, basically, so. But we have had some work done on them before.
At the tune of 15,000, or?
Well, I don't recall, it's been a few years.
I was gonna say, I don't remember doing it while I've been here.
It wasn't this, to this scale, it was minor.
This is a full resurface,
Yes,
is it not?
this was just, in the past, it was minor, spot here, spot there, repair here, repair here. This is the whole set, the whole course, so.
So let's, just to be clear, we haven't resurfaced it since it was new, but we've repaired it.
We've not painted it, we've not done the cracks, we've not done the entire thing.
Okay.
We've done pieces of it that have had to
okay.
be sealed for cracks and stuff, just not in the entirety of it.
Gotcha. Okay. So we have a motion to approve this repair and resurfacing contract.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Anything else, Scott?
No, sir.
I'll say it for the record, Steve and I both made compliment of the work the guys are doing out there. It's hard to keep the grass looking good this time of year. It seems like we're chasing it, but,
Yeah, it's growing like crazy.
you guys, I know they're out there working hard. Sounds like they're literally breaking their backs doing it, so. In any event, moving on to administration.
And then business at this time.
Okay. Staff updates?
We were made aware of a request for indigent burial for a gentleman that passed away a nursing home in West Carrollton. I've reviewed this with the law director, and do not feel as though at this point in time that the township is responsible for burying this man, even though it's alleged that he was a resident of Clear Creek Township. But dialogue is continuing on that, and we'll see how the facts kind of hash out as we move forward. But at this point in time, we do not believe we're going to present this to the board as a recommended expenditure. I want to thank Mr. Corollas for his hard work on developing some new budgeting spreadsheets in conjunction with many of the initiatives that he's moving forward. The spreadsheets that he's brought to us are very comprehensive and very, very much appreciated.
Thank you. I look forward to working with you on this.
Anything else?
Not from the administration.
I will add that, I just found out recently that Helen Sproat passed away, on the 11th of August. For those of you who don't know, Helen ran the Springer Area Historical Society, as well as did all the tours that our kids have gone on through the city in the Knoll Cabin. She's a neighbor of mine, and will be missed. So, one of those roles that I doubt that we'll have somebody jump into, because she spent so much time educating our community on this history. So, on behalf of the township, we send our condolences to the family. Anything, Steve?